if you go back and look at the original statements made by Israeli leaders, we're going to reduce Gaza to rubble. That's what they say. We're going to destroy everything in Gaza. There is no distinction between civilians and combatants in Gaza. Now, you will recall, I'm sure, that Israel's apologists at the time, when they had to explain those statements, its apologists said, well, they were said in the heat of the moment. The Israelis were traumatized, they were shocked, they were indignant. And the point being to try to extenuate those statements by saying that's not what they really meant. That's not what they really intended. Well, guess what? They precisely, even eerily prefigured exactly what happened in the next 2 years. They reduced Gaza to rubble, and they targeted the civilian population on the assumption there are no civilians in Gaza. If you take, for example, the period from March 18th of this year, when the ceasefire ended, when Israel terminated the ceasefire, until the end of August, do you know how many Gazans have been killed in that period? How many Gazans, you know?
No.
The estimate is 12,000. Do you know how many Israeli soldiers were killed in that period? 50. Right. The ratio is 1 to 240. Does 1 to 240 sound to you like a war? Does that sound like a war? Or does that sound like an extermination? Those were the kinds of figures that you came across during the European conquest of Africa. There were many famous massacres committed in that period. The British and the other European powers, they had the Gatling gun. And so they just mow down the opposition. And that's basically what you have now in Gaza.
That's really helpful because it would be so ridiculous for anyone to call those wars.
Yeah.
I mean, we know this
Exactly.
intellectually, but it really makes it striking. Yeah.
Nobody called them wars back then. They realized these were just massacres.